Hey everybody, Thomas Morgan here with 1031navigator.com. This episode is a mini-sode. It is an excerpt pulled from our recent conversation with Aaron Crowley from Asset Preservation Inc. Asset Preservation is one of the largest qualified intermediaries in the country. This episode explores a specific listener 1031 question. And remember, if you're looking to move from a management-intensive property or a low or no income property into a secure, long-term net lease property that provides peace of mind, then go to 1031navigator.com/free, and I'd be happy to provide a free 1031 replacement property consultation. I only do a couple of these a month, and right now I only have one left. You can go to 1031navigator.com/free. Enjoy the show. Aaron, what are the biggest 1031 mistakes you would say?
The largest one is a lot of your people have heard that you can't touch the money in exchange. And no one touches money anymore. So I have people who call me right after a closing or a week after or within 45 days. And it's very confusing. They think that they have 45 days, but they don't. It has to be set up before closing. Before closing, the exchange agreement must be in place. And one of the roles of the qualified intermediary is actually to assign onto the contract, the sales contract at closing, and we actually become the seller and actually take away the right to that money to the exchanger. So they no longer can have constructive receipt because they don't have the right to those funds. We do. We hold them. If for any reason they close first and they've signed on that bottom line, they're done. They cannot do an exchange. So if somebody closes...
So whether or not the wire has been sent to their account.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So they say, but Aaron, I didn't touch the money, haven't seen the check, the wires are still crossing. I say, did you sign on that bottom line? Yes. Then you have constructive receipt of those funds. You've touched the money. You've received it.
It's disqualified.
Cannot do an exchange. You cannot go backwards. So you must have it in place. So I get many, many calls, Thomas, of somebody saying I closed 10 days ago or last week. Can I still set it up? No.
Their accountant gives them the tax bill and says, this is what you're looking
Yes.
at. And they say, wait a minute.
And they'll say, but I'm in my 45 days. Doesn't matter.
Right.
You hadn't set it up.
What other mistakes do you see?
The other call I get is somebody has a property that's leveraged. They've got a mortgage on it, and let's say they sold it for $900, and they've got some closing costs, but they've got a mortgage on it. But they always call and say, Aaron, I'm walking away with $500,000, or I'm netting $500,000, or whatever that number is, and then they think I'm just going to put that in another property and I'm going to defer on my taxes. And unless they have no mortgage, no debt on that property, that is not the case. So then I have to say, wait a minute, what did you sell the property for? And they say, well, why does that matter? It matters because it's, again, the continuity investment. You've got a $900,000 or $1 million property. You need to end up with $1 million property, not just your proceeds. So the most misunderstood is you cannot just roll your net proceeds in. You must account for any debt that you have on that property as well. So what you can do is take your net proceeds into a property or group of properties, doesn't have to be one. And you must take all that money in. Any money that goes to your pocket is exposed to taxes. And then you must make up that debt. So if you have $300,000 debt, you must either get a $300,000 mortgage or more, or you can come in with cash for that. You can make it up with debt or cash. What you can't do is go out and get a $600,000 mortgage and put money in your pocket. So 2 rules for full deferral. You must you must take all the net proceeds from the sale of your property or properties into the purchase of properties or properties, and you must get equal to or greater than debt or replace that debt with cash. Those 2 rules are set in stone and you can't change it. So it's not. So then I get the question, but I put $200,000 down of my own money, or I've got $500,000 into that. Why don't I get that back? Didn't I pay taxes on it already? And I say, we're doing a deferral. We are not paying taxes, and here are the rules. Mm-hmm. It may not make sense. It may not make you happy, but the rules are take all your net proceeds equal to or greater than debt. If you took $200,000 out, you're paying taxes on it. You're open to taxes on it. We call that boot.
that does it for today's listener question. Hopefully you got some real value out of that. To ask your own commercial and investment real estate question related to 1031 exchanges and or triple net properties or other passive income real estate, please visit 1031navigator.com/ask. Again, that's 1031navigator.com/ask. You can also leave a question by leaving a direct voicemail at the podcast hotline 970-300-1994. Again, ask your question by leaving a voicemail at 970-300-1994. Thanks for listening to the 1031 Exchange Passive Income and Investment Series. Hopefully it's helping you create, build, and protect your wealth. Talk to you soon.
And remember, this show is provided for your informational and educational purposes only. Be sure to check with your accountant, lawyer, and or other tax professionals and advisors before relying on this information. Although the information contained herein is believed to be accurate and reliable, we do not guarantee its accuracy or completeness, and it is provided without warranty. Common sense is the best practice.